You're listening to Trifecta Sound on ISO.
What up, everybody? This is G, and welcome to Super Dope, the monthly radio show podcast where we nerd out about music and other things we find super dope. I feel like I haven't done this in a while.
Did you run out of RAM?
Yeah, I was lagging for a bit. Like, I was like, I know I can do this. I know I can do this intro. This is the 14th time I'm doing this intro.
It's funny that you think it's like it's been a while, because to me, anytime I hear your radio voice, I'm just like, God damn, how does he talk so good on the radio?
Yeah, well, it takes practice, and clearly I still need more practice. But yeah, so we're here today with the homie Marvin. Actually, yes, we're here with Marvin. Marvin, say what up to the people.
Hey, what up? If you guys hear some cats, they're quite the chatty bunch.
Speaking of which, I didn't tell you this until I'm going to tell you now. I'm allergic to cats.
Oh, fuck.
No. I knew they were here.
I'm so sorry.
I knew they were here, so I took a Reactin. So I should be okay. I haven't sneezed yet, but if I start sneezing a lot or like getting itchy and shit, it's because of the cats. But
oh, shit.
Yeah, I've survived the past couple times that cats have been in the vicinity, in a closed vicinity. So I think I'll be okay.
Sorry,
for the
man.
hour. No, you good.
I didn't realize.
No, it's not you. It's me. But I mean, hey, this is the risk that I'm taking. So we should be okay. Number 2, Marvin, it was your birthday yesterday. So
yeah.
Happy belated birthday. I mean, I told you happy birthday like 40 times, but happy belated birthday to Marvin.
Thanks, man.
Does getting older change anything for you or feel different to you, or is it kind of just like a whole blur these days?
Man, I was like talking about this with Ron and like, his friend Ashley. They both, I mean, maybe this is because they're both Scorpios or something, but they like described this feeling of like sadness with each birthday because of things moving on, but also like if maybe someone that was significant in their lives didn't wish them a happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this person that used to be so important to me isn't in my life anymore. And like Savan would always say this, a similar kind of thing, but more so about like birthdays being sad because it would make him like reflect on how much he didn't do.
Yo, I'm the same way.
Really?
I'm the same way. I mean, like,
Really?
for me, every year that passes by, I'll always look at it and be like, hey, what were these people doing at this age, or like, what are other people my age doing right now? And for example, it's a really bad comparison, but like The Weeknd we were born in the same year.
And it ends up being like a bad feeling for you.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, The Weeknd has done Super Bowl, gajillions of units sold. Like, how is it that we were both born at the same time and he's all the way up here and I'm still here?
See,
but,
like, that's wild.
Yeah, it does mess with me a little bit, but at the same time, I also understand we both had different upbringings, we both had different circumstances. And those upbringings and circumstances might have garnered different drives and motivations to push us to where we want to be, and how his life went kind of skyrocketed him to where he's at, and
it's exactly that. It's just like no one has control over. It's almost like, it sounds dramatic, but like acts of God,
yeah,
or whatever. So like for me, I actually feel like getting older, my birthday is always like a pretty happy thing. Like, not happy in the way that people like celebrate a birthday week or a birthday month and they have like 50 parties, because like for whatever reason it always feels like I'm working a lot during my birthday.
Yeah,
but it does actually kind of force me to reflect on the last year of life. And then I'm like, oh shit, I actually did a lot of shit.
Yeah,
I like everything within my power I did. And that actually makes me feel like pretty good.
Yeah, and
I see every year there's like a little bit more, a little bit stacked, like it compounds,
Yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, it's always like when you look at the big picture and you see the progression that you've taken, just personally, and I do the same thing. Like, I always see that like 5 years ago I was not doing any of this, and I'm exponentially doing a lot more than I thought I'd ever be doing.
Man, even just like the tracks that you were showing me off the record, I don't know how anyone could feel sad about that, because I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is your best shit that you've ever made, for sure. On like a multi-dimensional kind of level, because you're like mixing and producing and singing and rapping and all those things leveled up. Like, I don't know, like sometimes people get better at singing and they start sucking at producing for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know, and all that stuff is coming real soon. Real soon. A little later than I expected, just because of scheduling and stuff that we just talked about earlier. But hey, that's how things go. That's first world music problems.
Yeah.
It's all good problems to have.
That's the part that I'm like annoyed about with my birthday. I like made it a conscious effort this year to be like, I'm gonna try to enjoy my birthday more. Mainly because like my great uncle that taught me how to swim, he like always made his birthday not like a huge deal, but he cherished it because he like worked like a fucking maniac when he was young.
Yeah.
So when he was older, he was like, yeah, I want to like enjoy it. And then to me, I'm like, oh yeah, that is kind of important. But then with this label stuff, it's just been like kind of crazy juggling everything.
Yeah.
Like, man, could you pass me the lamp? I need like my emotional support lamp.
I wish.
That's how fucking overworked I feel.
Oh, okay, good. I thought it was connected. Just you can hold it the rest of the.
Yeah, it just reminds me of like a Spirited Away lamp. And like,
Or you can even just put it on the table, whatever works for you.
oh yeah.
But yeah. I mean, for me, I don't know if you feel the same way, but not so much that our birthdays are in February, but just because it's always the top of the year, like the first part of the year, always feels so slow. At least, well, slow. It might be different for you and I, but like for me, because like I DJ a lot of weddings, right? Shout out to Flowback Productions. And for DJing, especially when it comes to doing a lot of weddings, no one's really getting married January, February, March.
Damn.
You know?
Yeah,
So
I
it's
guess
like-
I never thought of that.
For me, it feels like every top of the year, it always feels a lot slower, and I'm always like, yo, what is going on? Like everything's kind of at a standstill. I guess it's different for you.
Man,
just
that
'cause-
makes a lot of sense, dude. If I get married, I'll like legitimately. No, I'm not like
Do it in
not even.
February, March?
I'm not even shitting you. Like I'd rather have my wedding in the wintertime. It just like, yeah, I don't know, because then that'd be sick. It's like I can get you to DJ, and you're not gonna be overbooked.
Yeah. All the DJs are gonna be like, I mean, I guess it's kind of different than, like bar and club DJs because they always got shit going on. But yeah, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna time capsule this, and I'm gonna be like, hey, Marvin, remember that time? And you know how you're getting married next month?
I would much prefer like a wedding in the winter, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like I still feel like the top of the year for whatever reason is just so rammed. And I think part of it is like I know, Dumpling. I know.
You good?
You want to come here? The top of the year is just like, it feels like there's just so much prep for the rest of the year that it feels really busy or something. But I really like that everyone's kind of like depressed in the winter, because then it ends up being like, I don't feel as rushed because everyone else is slowed down.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's our pain that helps you thrive.
Okay, I know it sounds fucked, but like kind of, yeah. Like during
Yeah.
COVID, I was having like the best time of my life. And I swear it was kind of because
Yo,
everyone.
honestly, it was a good time. At least for me, like I don't mind being indoors. I have a lot of games to play, and like if anything, that made me closer with like my family, because I was able
Yeah.
to like play games all the time,
Dude,
and we just do nothing
Stuff
and
like
just
that,
like hang.
when I
you know?
hear it, I feel like that's so beautiful. Like especially like I had like a few friends that they said like they finally got time to actually hang out with their wife or their girl,
Yeah.
or their significant other or partner or whatever, because they're just working all the time. And that sounds like kind of magical that you can't get that back right now.
Yeah.
Unless there's another COVID.
Hopefully not. I mean, I do like being outside too, and being out in public. I'm on the like I don't mind being inside, but I'm also on the extroverted social side. So I like to be around people.
I know. I know that's why we're like so mega different.
Yeah.
I think this is like hilarious doing this literally, like this is weirdly meta because this show is gonna go on ISO, and we were literally in Joe and Mike's house.
Yeah. At an
With their-
undisclosed location.
With their cats,
Yeah.
like picking at the wiring.
With the cats that I'm allergic to. And yeah,
Dumpling,
this is
do you want-
Dumpling.
Dumpling, you want to come up here?
Dumpling
Yeah.
was like nibbling on my socks. Speaking of my socks, today is Wednesday, so on Wednesdays we wear pink as labeled on my Mean Girl socks.
For International
only-
Women's Day.
No, just it's Wednesday. On Wednesdays we wear pink. You never watched Mean Girls?
I actually haven't watched
Oh
Mean
my
Girls.
God, it's classic.
I know.
Yeah, so there's a thing, like, it's so quotable, but there's a thing on Mean Girls where it's like, on Wednesdays, we wear pink. So if it's a Wednesday and I'm going out or something, I'll wear pink, and I've only ever worn these socks on Wednesdays, not on any other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of, like, my OCD.
Your
that
OCD ritual shit is actually next level. It's like kind of awesome though. Like it makes sense why you get better at like certain things.
I feel like it also helps me to narrow things down. Like if for example, like for this, it's Wednesdays and pink is a thing. So like on Wednesdays, if I'm like, oh, I don't know what to wear, like I know on Wednesdays we wear pink. So I'll just narrow down to whatever pink shit I have, and
Who's
I'm like,
we?
I mean, like people I don't know, people like me in general. But yeah, that's just who I am.
I wish we had a side angle so they could see this action with
we need a
dumpling
kitty
right
cam.
now.
It'd be jokes. Hopefully I can still hear by the end of this hour. But I mean, it's cool. It's hilarious.
Come on.
So the reason Marvin and I are doing this podcast today is because Marvin just released an EP. It's called Our Love Is Like an Art Form. Do you want to talk a little bit about like the concept of the EP, or anything you want to divulge, just the details of it as a whole? I know it's the second iteration because you did guitar songs first, and then now Art Form second.
Yeah. Well, like the first EP, like last year, Guitar Songs, that was like pretty much just like all me, and I wanted that to be, especially because it was the first release for these like guitar-based things. I kind of wanted to keep it really close to. Yeah, no, dumplings like
that's cool.
claws are like pretty nuts, like pretty close to just what I would play a lot of the time. So Our Love Is Like an Art Form, I wanted to like expand out a little bit. So there's like a lot of friends on it, you know, like Luke, he's drumming. There's also Alex Bent, he drums on 4 a.m., like all the clumsy drumming.
Yeah.
And like Jess, she's on the first song. She's like doing the side vocals, and like Hidalgo, he did the guitar for 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And like my friend Colton from Jiu-Jitsu, people may know him. His band's pretty big, like the Dead South. He plays like the banjo solo, like the really obnoxious one. So it felt like nice to be like, oh, I can actually do this with people, because that's not my like natural habitat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm the same where I don't really collab with other people, and sometimes it makes me feel bad because like, why am I not working with other people when I'm like supposed to be a producer, and I'm supposed to like, I have my home studio, and like I do like the collaborative effort of things. Sometimes it stresses me out because it's like you got to pass stuff back and forth, you got to wait on people, and I hate doing that.
That's horrible.
Which is why I love, as much as it's so much extra work, I love mixing myself, mastering myself, recording myself, doing all my cover arts and stuff on my own, so I don't have to wait on anybody. It's really just me. Like when I sent you the stuff for the single, like I had to fine tune some things, and I don't have to be like, oh man, I have to fine tune things last minute. Like, hey, I'm gonna send this to you. Can you random person fix this really quick?
Totally.
I can do it from my bed at like 6 a.m.
For sure.
before I go to sleep.
Yeah, I like that for you. Like the making of the record in all its entirety kind of is like a meditative process. You know, it's just like, for me that's real, but for me it's like almost just in the writing part. When it comes to the other stuff, man, I'm not gonna learn how to play a banjo.
Yeah, see that's where I start to branch out collaboratively. Like I have a song that we were talking about, May Queen, where what I envisioned for it was guitar, and I don't play guitar at all. So I had my homie play all the guitar, and like I would be like, hey, can you play it kind of like this? Can you play it on top of these chords? So I can dictate that, but I can't play it myself.
For sure.
And I've played guitar on my own for previous tracks in the past, but like it was literally like I would take like one note for the bass, and I played the note, and then I'd keep like, okay, that one's good. I played the next note.
I don't know,
Or
man.
I would play like one chord at a time.
That's basically what I do.
But I mean, you do it on like a level where you understand chords. Like you were playing, like you're able to like hear a song and play on top of it. For me, I have to like find the note, and like I did that for one song, and it was I did that for one song and it was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that part was like nice about these songs. I mean, even like not just the songs, like even the album art, like so baby did like took the photo.
Oh, okay, sick.
Yeah, so like
Where's that photo from? The car.
it's from Hong Kong. It's from Hong Kong
nice.
actually. Like that. You know how like maybe more people would be familiar with like the London black cab or like the New York yellow cab, right? The equivalent is like in Hong Kong, everyone knows like the Hong Kong Island red cab.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was a race car.
No, man. It's literally just
tight.
like one of those like Crown Hong Kong typical
okay.
cabs. And like it's just like they're always all over the place.
Yeah.
And then so Baby and his friend Lisa, they dropped a zine the end of 2023. And so Baby did all like the writing and the photos, and Lisa did all like the typefacing and the design and the fonts and stuff. She's like this crazy like designer from Lululemon.
Sick.
And so when they worked together for the cover art for that, it's kind of like in the same style as their zine, as like a callback to that. And then even like the whole idea of like our love is like an art form. Everyone kind of knows art is like so subjective, and to me it was kind of about like love is also that subjective. There's no like one definition, you know, because like my mom's from Hong Kong, and I don't know, whenever I meet like I think you met Connie, like my old roommate, and like Tina too from Saskatoon. When we talk about like our Cantonese moms and how love just looked so different, it's like it's definitely love, but it may not appear that way to other
just
people.
with Asian parents, it's kind of shown differently.
yeah
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so that whole concept is supposed to kind of be like in each of the songs.
Cool. So what relation does, you may have answered this previously or just now, but what relation does the cover art have to do with the title and the album as a whole? Because for me, I love, like, I want to make sure the cover art down to the color and down to the concept of it ties in with the song well. Like, I'm synesthetic, so I need the cover art to reflect how I envision the song when I hear it.
I got you, yeah. Well, like in the Guitar Songs EP, like that was also done by like an artist in Saskatoon, Jody. She's like Ron's friend also, and the tone was like a lot more indigo, subdued, blues.
Yeah.
And because the whole tone of everything
And
is
that, that cover is this one here.
oh yeah, I forgot you can do that.
Yeah. Carry on.
And that's like the whole tone feels kind of more blue, like a lot more slowed down, more internal, and red and green are kind of like a bit more striking.
Yeah.
And it still ties a little bit because there's like a little bit of warms in
Yeah.
the other cover. There's like a little bit
Yeah,
of greens.
so for this cover.
So it's kind of like a progression, right? But then the commentary on that is like red and green are a lot more striking. And I think in, at least like in my household, the way I experienced like being raised was my dad was Thai, and Thai people, maybe if you see them like love looks, I think what people would kind of obviously assume as love, but in a Cantonese household, not as much.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is very like striking and in your face or whatever. Like if I love you, I don't know if I'll be like, hey, like let me hug you or whatever.
Yeah.
But if someone's fucking with you, I'm gonna fucking fuck them.
Yeah.
You know.
I have seen that in you, which is, it's interesting to see from someone who I've like when we're hanging, you're pretty stoic and chill, like 99% of the time. But I have seen those certain days. Remember that McDonald's time?
Fuck.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
don't.
I'm not gonna
don't
bring it up. I'm not gonna bring it up. But I'm just saying, times like that McDonald's time, like I can see where that fire comes in you, and you're just like, hey, like if I need to hold it down for my people, I'm gonna do it.
Oh man.
And I'm gonna be intense about it.
Fuck, it's so horrible though, because like me and Tina and Connie would talk about it all the time. They're just like, it's not that it's like inherently a bad thing the way it comes out, but it can be a bad thing. And it's like, oh, growing up, the only way we saw like, even if it was out of love, conflict in that style isn't always the answer. So it's like, okay, maybe it's like up to our cycle of life or our generation or whatever to like, we have to kind of pick and choose when this comes out.
Yeah. So anyways, what happened at McDonald's was that's like it's a distinct memory that I have of you. But and I know we're coming from a good place, but it's like, you know, we have to pick and choose our battles.
Fuck, I know.
It's good times.
I know.
I don't know who knows about who was? Yeah, I don't know who knows about it, but for those who know about this, it was.
I thought you were gonna be like, it looked a little something like this, and then you put up like a clip from your phone or something.
Oh, that'd be jokes. No, I can't even do that. But yeah, so okay, that's that gives me an idea of how the album is as a whole. Like I was gonna ask you about like how you picked, because they're all guitar songs technically. Like, don't press pause. Don't press pause. Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna.
This is so meta. It's hilarious.
It's like, have you ever seen? I forgot what company does it, but there's a company where they like do interviews and they just have them hold like pet like puppies.
Oh, really?
This is kind of like that, but for me, it's like if you get too close, I might sneeze my ass off. But anyways, yeah, like I was trying to figure out before talking to you about this, like how you distinguish what would go into guitar songs and what would go on Artform, and like why you pick certain songs to go where, or like even like why you pick some of the stuff with you and Jess to go on this EP and not like your Jordan EP and stuff like that. So but what you described is kind of, it makes more sense. Like guitar songs was more just you. Artform is kind of you plus your loved ones.
Yeah.
And tonally I can kind of see how they are different and how they also match with the cover art because of your blues and your darker tones with your darker sounds.
Yeah.
As where Artform is I don't think it'll pick up that much. As where Artform is more, it is lighter and it is brighter, and it does go with that really that nice brighter, lighter green.
Yeah, like you could say it does sound kind of like lighter, happier, a bit more hopeful kind of thing. But also like it's like the songs are kind of like a fuller sound. Like I think only 4 a.m. technically is like a full band sound, but they just have more instruments. Yeah. Right. And that's why I actually don't play them as much live. Whereas like guitar songs, those 6 songs I can play by
just
myself,
you solo
like
dolo.
anytime. Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense. Speaking of which, we're gonna I wanted to break each song down one by one because there are 4 tracks. But we're gonna do the first track live.
Okay,
so
sweet. Oh. And
yeah, so if you wanna, sorry, okay, what were you gonna say?
If anyone hears this like whirling in the background, so there's this huge cat wheel here that the cats use for exercise, and Dumpling goes ham, so it might just be like whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, it's the ambience.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain the first song and like maybe just talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, this first track, this was the first song on the EP. It's called "You Are the One I Love," but I spelled love as Luhh, and I think at the time when I wrote it, I was listening to
Frank Ocean?
Yeah, Frank Ocean's cover of Aaliyah's song "At Your Best," and I actually like his version better, I think, but his was just like so much more spacey, and I kind of wanted to make a song that was kind of like that. It doesn't sound like his stuff at all, but yeah, that was kind of the reasoning. It also actually was supposed to be on Pop Tape, actually, but then it just didn't really make as much sense once the guitar stuff was made. I was like, oh, this is a guitar song, it should probably belong with the guitar songs in a different way. Okay, this is "You Are the One I Love," first song on our Love Is Like an Artform EP.
You are the just us here. Even if it's you and me, with a MacBook and a CRV, all our sad songs and shit degrees, you're still enough for me. 'Cause you are the one I love, yeah, you are the one I love. And nothing will be enough, for you are the one I love, the one I love, the one I love, the one I love, the one I love. You are the one I love, you are the one I love. Nothing will be enough, for you are the one I love, the one I love.
Sweet. I actually don't ever play that live, like, ever. Because it was just like, yeah, not on the Guitar Songs EP. Those are the songs that I was, like, intending to play.
You heard it here first, folks. We got an exclusive from Merv, Gotti.
Man, Dumpling is just, like, doing barrel rolls in the background.
Yeah, at a point they were like scratching at the food. I don't know if they're hungry.
Oh, yeah, they always get late night hungry. They try to break into the dispenser.
Okay, I thought it was like food time or something. And then when I sneezed, I was trying to hold it in for so long. And then I was like, it's coming. But
This is so... We're doing this. It's like if I was to do, like, a podcast in a peanut factory.
Yeah. Oh, my. I'm allergic to nuts, too.
Fuck.
We might as well bring a bowl of peanuts here and just, like, every 5 minutes we'll just touch one and just, you know, and then see how far we go.
That'd be so wild. Just, like, have it peanut dust, just, like...
Oh, man. There was one... I forgot where it was. It was somewhere in Europe, but we went to a restaurant and we didn't realize it because it was like a random spot. It was like a pub restaurant kind of place. Mm-hmm. But I guess they serve free nuts, so all over the floor, like right when I walked in, nuts, nut casings, nuts here, like piles of them everywhere.
So you can't eat at like a Five Guys?
No. Yeah, because they make everything with peanut oil, right?
They cook everything in peanut oil, but like they have like
and they get free nuts too.
They have bags of peanuts just like
No, I've never had Five Guys. Yeah, so I can't do those places. But I've had my peanut allergy my whole life. But nowadays I'm more scared of milk than I am of nuts. If I had to choose whether to drink a glass of milk or eat a bag of nuts, I'm eating the nuts.
What?
Yeah.
You rather like choke to death than shit on yourself?
Shout out to my lactose intolerance folks. Well, I mean, I haven't had a reaction for nuts in ages, but my reaction to nuts isn't as bad. It's only like rashes, hives, and like itchiness and shit. So I'd rather just go with that than dealing with milk related stuff. And like milk is everywhere, so I have to like be super selective of what I eat and all that. So
Man, so like if we did like a podcast in like a peanut factory that's like drowning in milk with cats swimming around, you'd be like fucked.
Yeah, my eyes would be puffy. I like can't breathe, like
sneezing and choking and drowning and shitting yourself at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, that's how it is. I'm gonna grab a tissue, but as I grab a tissue, if you want to talk a little more about like, talk a little bit more about that song and like how you came up with it, or like just a little more details of that song in particular. I'm listening. I got to grab some tissue.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it kind of came like while I was like listening to that Frank Ocean song a lot, and it was just like, it was just like pretty simple when it came out, and then that was actually kind of like a nice thing I worked on during COVID. Yeah, during the lockdowns, like, oh, I can track guitars again. Like most of that was actually just recorded in my basement. Whereas like the rest of the guitar songs was actually done like in a studio and stuff. And then at that time, like since me and Jess were working on the pop tape anyway, it was like, oh, do you want to sing on this one also? Since it's like, you know, your pretty typical like Sask kind of song, prairie song, like open chords.
Yeah. But I feel like you do it in a way that like, for me, feels more digestible and doesn't feel so folky.
Man, it's funny because Adrian, like Book Club Toronto, Adrian was saying that yesterday. Like, he's like, man, there's just something about like the way you process the whole like Canadiana folk Americana kind of stuff. And yeah, I don't know, just because like in a lot of the typical kind of sense, like, you know, you can ask like Ron or Julian or anyone, but like growing up there, it's just fucking everywhere. And a lot of it, I feel like it's kind of boring, you know? So like to me, like it makes more sense to not really follow the prime kind of structure or whatever, or even just incorporate more things around it, like maybe more like R&B type vocal or like pop type structuring. Because a lot of the time it's just like the focus is on like the songwriting or the lyricism, but they're just talking about like in super deep detail something about like a truck or something. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking bored.
Yeah, like your stuff is digestible in the context of like, you know, people can relate to these things, and like people can relate to these feelings that you've had that other people have probably experienced too. Maybe not in the exact same way, but still in a way that's like, hey, like, you know, this song reminds me of a person or a place or a time.
I think maybe that's it too, is like sometimes I feel like for prairie songwriters, they're like, yeah, they're writing about what they know, which is like very relatable to other people around them, like in their community, but that just happens to kind of be like other prairie people a lot of the time. And then the problem with that is like it doesn't always translate to like outside of that kind of localized region.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's good that you're able to kind of take inspiration from where you're from in the prairies and be able to put your own singer-songwriter R&B-ish kind of spin to it that does reach farther than just the flatlands, you know?
Man, I don't know. I think like a lot of the stuff why it's been going like decently well is because like there's enough of different things, even if they're not as obvious. Like I in the songs, it's like so, to me, it sounds so guitar compared to like what I used to do before. But all the influences from, you know, growing up half Cantonese, half Thai, all the experiences of like playing with Samurai Champs, like more of like a hip hop band, and having it in really subtle ways come out in this feels pretty nice.
Yeah. Is your songwriting any different between what you do with Samurai Champs and what you do with guitar songs?
It's something I'm like really discovering now, I think. Like, I'll try to use something that kind of works more process or songwriting wise. It would work in maybe an R&B or Samurai Champ song. And then it doesn't work in the guitar songs, and I'm like, oh, of course it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know, the way you have to sing is different. The words you're allowed to use, the sounds that your mouth can make are different. And then the same thing, like this new emo band, I'll start writing that stuff from the lens of the guitar songs.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh shit, this also doesn't work. So every single time I kind of have to see what the song wants or what the sounds want. And I think that's the thing that actually gets on my nerves the most, is when the artist, for whatever reason, they like almost impose their will or their ego or what they think is right on the song, instead of just like listening to the song, like, what does this actually want to sound like?
Yeah, that makes sense. So while transitioning into the next song, you were saying how, where did they go? What the hell? Hold up.
Man, I didn't realize that. I guess that was like an unintentional leak, but I guess, well, the emo band, the first song is actually going to come out in April. And I think I'm going to be on Diego's show for that one.
Okay,
since
sick.
The genre
Yeah,
fits more.
Well, yeah, so like you were talking about how, or we were talking about how, like these songs are like, there's still folk inspiration, but there's also like a different sound to it. And like, I feel like with these next two songs, that really shines. So this next song we're going to get into, we'll play it first, and then we'll talk about it after. But this next song is called Sha-La-La, and let me pop it right here. Move it right here. Here it comes. This next song is called Sha-La-La, by Merv Gotti on ISO.
And I hate sleeping alone. Now I don't have a home since my baby's been gone. Sha-la-la. Now I don't have a home since my baby's been gone.
Yeah. And once again, that was Shalala by Merv Gotti, from his latest EP, Our Love Is Like an Art Form. What did you wanna speak a little bit on that song?
Yeah. I mean, that one's like kind of like a pretty short one. That one was definitely kind of one where I noticed the songwriting. Another thing that I think sometimes people get caught up on is like, oh, I can't think of a second verse, or I want this to be a full song.
Mm-hmm.
But again, what if the song that's all it wants to be is just like a 1 minute interlude, 30 seconds, whatever, and that one kind of said like that. The shalala part, that came actually after the shalala part in 4 a.m. In the order of them being made, like 4 a.m. was like made actually right after Soju. And then the shalala part in that is just because it... Uh-oh.
Oh, that's the camera. It's okay. We have the backup one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, the main one, for some reason, it didn't record earlier, so I only played it now.
Oh.
So, yeah, we're going with iPhone footage today.
Okay.
Shout out to iPhone for not
I'm glad
dying on
you
me.
have, like, the backup just in case. But, yeah, so, like, both ones kind of sound... At least what other people have told me, kind of more, like, older 60s kind of things, or 20s. I don't actually even know.
Yeah, like the doo-wop kind of vibe.
But the thing is, like, I don't really listen to that kind of stuff.
Yo, me neither. But then I made that song Aloha for like my last EP.
And it's weird when it comes out like that. Like like Joa, the guy that mastered everything, he's like an older Portuguese guy. And then when he heard like Shalala and 4 a.m., he was like, "Damn, you're like taking us back to the '60s." And I'm like, I literally don't listen to old music. Like, I just listen to like SoundCloud rap most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I do listen in the nature of my work. I listen to a lot of oldies, just like when I'm playing dinner music and stuff for weddings. So I am kind of familiar with like, you know, that 3/4 doo-wop style type of music, but it's not really like I'm a hip hop head at heart, you know. Like my foundations are hip hop and R&B. So for me to do a, like, it's not even a 180, it's like a 180 into another dimension for me to do like a doo-wop song and like belt my ass off for that type of shit.
Like that though, because then it's just like someone that may approach that specific style or genre, they already have those guardrails or their structures or definitions of what that's supposed to sound like, but because you're coming at it from your background is more of like a hip-hop person, there's like kind of no rules. You know, it was actually like after I made these songs, then I started like listening to more like, oh, what does this actually mean? I think it actually kind of more so came from like, you know, the video games like BioShock.
Yeah.
The music in that.
I've never played BioShock. So
oh, really?
No.
Well, it's kind of like this.
Wait, what are you holding up? I need to know.
It's just like a clip of BioShock, like
oh,
the
okay.
video game.
You
or
gotta
something.
send me that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like the music in that game is like it's set in like an oldies kind of time.
Oh, okay.
So I think maybe just subconsciously from playing those video games, maybe the song came out this way.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I really like the vibe of that, and the vibe of that and 4am are it, because I have made music like that. Like it's nice to hear more music being made like that. Speaking of which, we're gonna get into that next song. This next one is called 4am. Once again by fearless leader Merv Gotti.
4 a.m. wide awake, waking up wishing like I'd seen your face. Jet lag, I'm okay, but no way hold these emotions, cause you know I'm falling. Yeah, you know I'm falling for you. Yeah, you know I'm falling. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. Yeah, I met you on a Friday 13th, like we're doomed from the first day. Try to kiss you, but you say gotta wait a week, cause you traditional, babe. Sometimes I hate being a a Pisces, I'm a sensitive ways. Why you so cold, like your birthday? Left too soon when I wish I would've. You know I'm falling. Yeah, you know I'm falling for you. Yeah, you know I'm falling. That's why I'm a 10-ply bitch, you know I'm falling. Yeah, you know I'm falling for ya. Yeah, you know I'm falling. Whatever it takes, you know I'ma get ya. You know I'm falling, no. Yeah, you know I'm falling for ya. You know I'm falling, no.
By Merv Gotti. I almost called it Shalala just now, but it's more so because what we were just talking about. I just noticed that there are shalalas in this.
You didn't notice the shalalas in that song before?
I had like noticed it audibly, but then as you mentioned it earlier, you were like, hey, there were shalalas in this and that, and I just picked up on it now. And I listened to this like twice on the way here. So
yeah, I guess it's like pseudo subliminal, kind of. Not really, but I mean, it's just like, it was just the texture. Because I mean, like, the thing is, the guitar in that song, I didn't even play it. Like, since this song was written after Soju, I like was still learning how to play the guitar. Mm-hmm. So Kevin, like, people may know him by like his DJ name Kidalgo. He like was like a really early DJ for Trifecta, played like all the festivals, did our first tours for Samurai Champs and stuff.
Shout out to Kidalgo.
He's also a beautiful guitarist. So he actually like helped me make the guitar for that. So like not just the foundational loop, like the solo and everything. And like I was still kind of like figuring out how to make these guitar songs again. Mm-hmm. So I was just like singing to his loop. For some reason it didn't work. Yeah. You know, it was like too boring. And he had the solo, but the solo was actually just really long. Mm-hmm. So all the parts that he gave me it took a lot of time to figure out how this song is actually going to be a song. And then it was like, okay, this needs drums, and then the solo got cut in half to be in two different parts. Yeah. Structuring changes. If there's drums, there needs to be a bass. Then you have all these layers, you might as well add some shalalas. Mm-hmm. And then because it's like from that time, the shalalas are supposed to kind of be like, you know that movie Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah.
Yeah. From that time with like the Axe Gang and stuff.
I haven't seen it in so long, but
it's like that kind of idea of like Hong Kong during like the 60s, and then so all the shalalas are actually me. Mm-hmm. But then I wanted to sound like a choir army of like angry smoker Cantonese grandmas kind of thing.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was Jess.
No.
Oh, yeah. No. That's crazy. Yeah, I do the same too. Like when I have to like I've had to layer choir vocals on my own too, and like they're so fun to put together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But that song took the most time and the most effort out of like the guitar songs. So
because it's the most full. And the most moving parts.
That's the thing though. It didn't start that way at all. Yeah. It was just like the song just never worked. So like had to keep adjusting. It wasn't simple like jujitsu, soju, like they just kind of made themselves or whatever. Like, 2 tracks, 3, maybe 4 tracks. It worked. For 4 a.m., nothing worked. So it took like a lot of time to get to that stage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it came out like really dope, and I remember hearing it. I remember hearing it in the early days. And
I gotta get a clip of this so you can include it so people actually know how crazy.
Yeah. Do like landscape. or whatever, that works too.
Yeah, so if people are wondering about this like crazy ambient track in the back, Dumpling just goes ham on this wheel.
Yeah, and like whenever I'm over there by the camera and they're on the wheel, they'll like meow at me and like be like, "Hey, look at me while I'm running." Yeah. It's pretty much what they do. It's hilarious. This is the. I feel like this is the most unhinged episode. Like we got the cats running, we got my camera died. And then that camera was blocking part of the main camera, so I don't know how in frame I was for a good chunk of it. I had to move the screen just now.
I kind of like being on the unhinged ones of yours, though.
I like it, and because I also lean into the chaoticness of it every time, like doing all this and like I like that nature of it. It makes it fun, and like when shit goes wrong, I don't feel so bad because like that's super dope for you. Like I don't mind it at all. So let's get into this final track.
This final one is like
go ahead
what
and introduce it.
The EP is. It's kind of based off of, like, this is the title track. Like, it's just called like Our Love Is Like an Art Form, and the crazy banjo solo. This song actually did work, quote unquote, but I actually wanted to cut it. I just thought it was like. It sounds like a corny country song. Yeah. But Walt really liked it. So Walt was like, "No, can we please keep it? Like, can we find a way to make it work?" And then so we kept it because of him. And then because it, like, if we were going to keep it anyway, I was like, okay, we need to make this more full. So it's like Gage, Shannon, like Bad Carlotta, like Savan, everyone like kind of helped with the background vocals that go behind the banjo. And then the banjo literally just came because me and Colton are friends from jiu-jitsu, and he has this Twitch stream that he does when Dead South isn't on tour, and we literally just like built this solo on his Twitch stream while like all his followers were watching, because he just like he'll go on these streams and just do random things like program. He's like showing people how he's building this game, or he'll just play like metalcore covers on a banjo or on a guitar or whatever. So we just like went through all the parts for this song on it, and then once everyone was just like, yeah, this is the solo, then he like brought it into the studio to record it.
It's crazy how it went from a song that wasn't gonna make it to the title track of the EP.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you picked this title as opposed to any of the other songs, even though this song seemingly was not gonna make it?
Because I think like this one kind of encapsulated the concept of all the other songs. Like each one kind of touches on like a more singular concept, but this one felt more overarching. Yeah. I think
that does make sense. And for me, I have a similar situation where on my album, on my EP, Fauna Flora, the one song I was like, it had 6 songs on it, and the one song, it was between this one song and another song. I was like, I don't know which one I want to pick, because I want it to be 3 songs on each side. I was like, I don't know which one I want to pick, which one I want to include as this final song to round out the 6, or at least round out the 3 and 3. And the one song I picked, it's the song Easy. And it was a song, Josh made the beat for it, or at least he made a good chunk of the beat for it.
Josh?
Yeah.
Like our Josh?
Yeah.
Josh makes beats?
Yeah, like he, right? So he sent me a pack, and I found this one beat in there. It was called...
He made a pack?
Yeah.
Well, how are you guys doing stuff and I don't even know about it?
I don't know if it was like... I don't know if it was a bunch of like... It might have... I don't entirely know, but it might have been a bunch of like slice loops that he put together.
Oh, I think I vaguely remember this, but
yeah. So he had one beat in there. It was called Easy. I played it. I listened to it. Within 10 seconds, I hummed the hook.
Wow.
And then I left the song for like 3 years, 2-3 years.
What?
And then when I went back to it, I was like, I was like, it was between Easy and this other song. I was like, I'm just gonna. I like Easy. Let's work on that. So I worked on it, put more work on it, got a feature on it, added it to the EP, and it's like my biggest song.
Man, because but like that EP, that was like pretty way back now.
2021? 2020.
Damn, so when did you meet Josh though?
I met Josh maybe maybe 2018.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense. And then you guys just like worked on this. Like
He just sent me a pack, and then one day I was like, I took the pack.
So he made like the base model of the beat, and then you
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
actually
So like the
produced
main
it.
melody and the chords and stuff were from him, and then I just added drums and extra little sprinkles and
That's
stuff here and there.
crazy. I had no idea.
Yeah.
He knows this, right?
Yeah, yeah. I have like he's included. He's included in the splits.
How come he's never told me about
Yeah,
this?
well, he's included in the splits for it, so he definitely knows it. Yeah,
That's crazy
He's
to
made
me.
probably about like $4 to $6 on this song. So you know what I mean?
Shit,
All those plays, all
that's
those
a lot more
streams.
money than his like fucking academic job.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Hey, but at least he's a smarty pants. Like when I have to send a single to you, his email is whatever PhD, and I was like, yeah, that's a sick flex.
Oh my
It's like,
god.
he could just throw it in there and be like, yeah.
I've
I
had
got
to
PhD.
send him stuff, and he's like, "Use this email." I'm just like, "Fuck! Why do you have to have this in your email?"
Yeah. Hey man, if I was a doctor or if I had a PhD, I would throw that in my shit too.
But that's
So-
like Savan's email being like Savan moved 300 pounds or something.
300 pounds of muscle though.
Yeah,
I would put that as my
yeah,
email
yeah.
if I was Savan. But yeah, so I mean that's how my biggest song came out. It was a song that almost didn't make it to this album. So like
Yeah.
I guess in the grand scheme of things, you never know what's gonna hit and what's not
It
gonna
is
hit.
so weird. That's exactly it, though. It's just like you have to take yourself out of it. The song will know what it wants.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of that last song, let's get into it right here. This song is we're gonna wait till it starts. I put it a little too far ahead. Just so I can speak over this. This song is Our Love Is Like an Art Form, the title track of Marvin's new EP.
We're waking up to stay in at home. We might as well go get drunk, we home alone. We got cheap wine and some gin to pass the time. Ain't so bad when we drink and talk all night and then we fight. Our love is like an art form. What more could I ask for? Our love is like an art form. How could I want more? How could I want more? If you take off, then you're sick of me, then right. Yeah, you mad and you come back and then we fight. Our love is like an art form. What more could I ask for? Our love is like an art form. How could I want more? Our love is like an art form. What more could I ask for? Our love is like an art form. How could I want more? How could I want more? Love is like an art form. What could I ask for? Love is like an art form. How could I want more? Our love is like an art form. What more could I ask for? Our love is like an art form. How could I want more? How could I want more?
So what had happened was I was trying to see how much time we had left, and I stopped the recording on the audio side. So I'm trying to find a way to sync the audio with the video because I do this in one shot.
We need a clap.
No, we don't need a clap. I just need to make sure that this is starting at the same time.
This is so trippy. I feel like I'm lost in time now.
I'm so lost in time. I've never had this happen before. I don't know what it is in the air. There's something going on. It might be the cat hair
It's
in,
just
in my
cat
face.
pollen.
Yeah, but we make it work. That's super dope for you. So yeah, I mean that song. Yeah, it's still interesting that it's like it almost didn't make it, and then now it's the title track. What else can you say about that song?
I don't know. I guess just like at this point, I guess like I know it doesn't always have to do with how I feel. You know, even if like whatever, I'm not the biggest fan of the song, at least at first.
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone else likes it, especially someone that's close to me, like Walt, maybe I should trust where this is going. And I'm actually happy with where it is now. You know, because like even like when I was working a lot more of like the online stuff, like the Discord, for whatever reason, that song, a lot of people from the UK really like it. That's like their favorite one out of all the guitar songs, and I don't know why. I don't know. They're just like maybe obsessed with, I don't know, Canadian American country sounding kind of things. But to me, it's like I don't even really play that song live. Maybe I would if I had like Colton with me with a banjo or something. I played it sometimes, but it just never really feels like. People seem to like it, but I just like I don't know why I don't like. I'm just not a country artist. I'm not Post Malone.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, like whatever resonates with the people will resonate with the people, and it might not be the song that you think, but it's just the song that at least it catches you by surprise, and it's like, hey, the work that I put into this was actually like, you know, it went somewhere. In the end.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, like, you know, I'm sure not all parents love all of their kids, but they still put in the work.
With that being said, we got 2 minutes left. At least I think we do. That says 1 minute. This says 2 minutes. Who knows? That's super dope for you. So do you want to just plug your EP before we sign off?
Yeah, Our Love is Like an Artform EP. It's out on Spotify and everywhere. Also check out Guitar Songs EP, and the album's coming out later this year. And if you're at South by, I'll be there eating barbecue.
You heard it. We're done early, so you want to plug anything else? At least I think we are.
Man, I don't know. We got a lot of shit coming out.
Are you doing North by?
I am.
Yes, I'm also doing North by. So see us both at North by Northeast.
I think I'm also supposed to be like hosting it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Sick. Yo, we got a lot
Which
of
is so
things.
stupid because you're the radio host guy.
Yeah. Hey, I can co-host for you if you want.
That'd be actually so fun.
Yeah. That'd be interesting, both of us co-hosting, because we have such different vibes. I'm like, blah, 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 all up in your face. And you're just like, yeah, hey guys.
Yeah.
This song is about jujitsu.
Are you coming tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
I'm playing that show.
Oh
with
no, I
Rand
can't.
from
I have a movie.
Oh, okay.
I have a
It's all
movie
good.
and I have a studio session.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't be there. But we will be back here next month. Thank you for watching amidst all the chaos, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace. I think that worked. I have no idea.
Okay, this is actually awesome that you have to like kind of figure out how this is gonna work in the end.
Yeah. I mean, so it's just a matter of me having to, like, that timer goes with that. So we have enough footage. We just don't have enough, which is fine, because at least I can cut this. So I think the footage is the most important.
Yeah.
And at least the audio I can figure it
Make
out.
like an AI video or something.